have a late start to work today, so that gives me just enough time to make a run to the grocery store for my brother. And also the reason why I just went ahead and decided to do this today rather than keep waiting around. The death of D'Angelo is a sad reminder for me in a lot of ways that Black men in America are highly susceptible, if I can't even say the word, like they're very vulnerable. They're vulnerable to disease and early death that doesn't have to happen. And I'm not sure of all the details for D'Angelo in his particular situation, meaning that the reports are saying that he had pancreatic cancer, which is one of the more deadly forms of cancer. And most likely, they probably caught it very late because of, maybe not. I mean, again, I'm not trying to blame anybody, but this is what I tend to see. A lot of men really not wanting to go to the doctor. Okay, and I've been saying this for decades. I have family, right? I'm Black, okay, if you did not know. Where I understand that they have the fears. We've known about the Tuskegee experiments for years and years, okay? But long before it's now mainstream, everybody now knows about it. It's like, but we knew. We also know the cost of healthcare in the United States. So, if you don't understand how to navigate going to the doctor and what your rights are as a patient, then it can be very intimidating and scary. I understand. Then there's the other thing that I also want to touch on, and I do want to make this more lengthy and of a discussion or an essay of some sort, is how there are environmental influences to, like, not realize that the use of alcohol increases your chance of developing cancer. Most people know about smoking, but people still might not all know that drinking alcohol in any form, no matter how small, like it increases your form of cancer. I want to introduce this phrase, and I'm hoping more people know about this. I hope people are saying, watching this and saying, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Epigenetics. It's your environmental, so you're drinking alcohol, steady compounding of stress. Another word, weathering. Look that up. That's something that, and I know people will say, well, it's always about race, isn't it? Yeah, it kind of is. Environmental racism. Okay, so where people who don't know what their rights are, or they're conveniently not told of their rights, end up having things like power plants that exhaust pollution in their water streams. Like, think about Flint. Who knows? Like, I still think that they're still dealing with that, Flint, Michigan, right? So there's so much going on that causes what is called, and I'm also going to touch on this too before I go, because I'm going to leave this short. We all have cancers inside of us by a certain age. Hi, I'm back. Sorry. So I'm going to put this really quick. So we all get cancers in our body by a certain age. Is what it is considered the deadly forms is dependent on a lot of factors: what you eat, where you live, as in back to the environmental pollution and racism, things like that. And weathering is a form of stress that's yeah. So I'm really heartbroken about D'Angelo. Like, he was a great great artist. And there's going to be more. I'm just going to be honest. Like, from what I hear, and you know, uh, I think a lot about wellness and longevity as a performer, as an artist. It reminds me of the movie Hollywood Shuffle by Robert Townsend. If you watch that movie, there's a part where he decides, like, do I want to sell my soul for $1? Do I want to sell poison to my people? Think about that, y'all. Okay, so there were some ones out there, talking about it early on. And there's some people who took the money and did the things. Now they're probably regretting it. Maybe they're just like, you know what, I don't care. I still don't care. But at some point in time, as a creative, you come up. You All right, I'm back. Yeah, so I think it doesn't like me right now. So yeah, I'm gonna end this now. So yeah, I think a lot about wellness and longevity, being a creative all at the same time, all of those things. So you might see me on here more often, and I want to do something a little bit more formal about illness, wellness, and being a creative. Okay, with that, I'll say take care. Bye, y'all.